This is KRIS6 News at 10.
Our investment will make it possible for the vaccine to be provided by Pfizer free of charge.
There you heard it. The president making that announcement today as he gave an update on Operation Warp Speed. It's a program that is aimed at developing and delivering a coronavirus vaccine. And there's word tonight that 2 new weapons are on the way in the fight against a predicted second surge of COVID-19 cases. And our Seth Kovar lets us know what that means for the Coastal Bend.
Governor Abbott made the announcement earlier this week.
Fewer people will be getting COVID. People will be recovering from COVID quicker, and fewer people will be hospitalized, and deaths will go down.
All because of vaccines and antibodies that should be just weeks away. But don't book your doctor's visit just yet. The new laboratory-made antibodies that help your body fight off COVID-19 have local health leaders really excited. What's not exciting, though, how little we're getting.
5,000 doses isn't a lot for the state of Texas.
And the bulk of those doses of antibodies will go to communities with the highest numbers of COVID-19 cases. That doesn't include Nueces County right now, but in time, Director of Public Health Annette Rodriguez says the medicine will find its way here.
It's the beginning, and so that means that they're making more and more will trickle in.
Also likely trickling in next month, a COVID-19 vaccine. State health leaders will determine who gets the first doses, but it's local health leaders who'll make sure the very delicate medicine is distributed quickly and carefully.
So we have to make sure that our plan is solid, that people are coming, and that we don't waste that vaccine.
And in case you missed it, the price is right for both treatments.
There is not expected to be any out-of-pocket cost by anybody for either these vaccines or for the drug therapies.
Reporting in Corpus Christi, Seth Kovar, KRIS6 News.
How about that? Now, there is another COVID-19 related death to report tonight. The City County Health Department telling us that it's a woman in her 60s who died from the virus. Her death raising the number of deaths in Nueces County to 456. And the number of confirmed cases also climbing, 54 new cases to report tonight, bringing our total to over 22,100. Tonight, Veterans in Focus answers a call for help from a local disabled Army veteran. He lost thousands of dollars worth of tools in a pipeline explosion on Refinery Row in February, and he still has not been reimbursed for his loss. Our Greg Chandler has the story.
Alonzo Cantu was standing about 100 yards away when the Mark West pipeline exploded. He's the first on-site eyewitness we've spoken to about the blast, and he's hoping we can help make him whole again.
It was pretty crazy, pretty intense. It was a pretty intense morning, yeah.
Alonzo Cantu says he'll never forget the morning of February 17th, 2020.
A pipeline explosion at the fire station outside the gate along I-37 access.
The pipeline inspector was working as a contractor at the Citgo refinery when his office was rocked by the explosion.
And I actually got to see the whole thing, actually from the blowout to the dirt bubbling up to the transformer and blowing out, and that's what, started the fire.
Cantu and his co-workers escaped, but had to leave their tools and other belongings behind. The fire destroyed everything.
It was roughly about $14,000 worth of inspection tools and computers and FR jackets and stuff like that.
Mark West was found to be responsible for the explosion. Since then, Cantu says he's had little luck getting reimbursed for his lost equipment.
Either they won't accept my call or the adjuster just gives me the runaround.
I contacted the adjuster, Daniel Salazar, to find out why Cantu's claim has been delayed. Salazar said he couldn't comment on individual claims. Cantu served in the U.S. Army twice, from 1991 to 94, and again from 2000 until he was medically discharged in 2004. That's when the former petroleum supply specialist transitioned to a civilian petroleum inspector. But Cantu says he hasn't been able to work since the explosion.
It's kind of putting me behind the 8-ball, with no tools. Less tools, less chances of me working.
Cantu says he wants to go back to work and for Mark West to make things right.
I just want to be able to replace my tools. That's the most important thing for me, able to get back to work, and make me whole again.
I've emailed Mark West's parent company, Marathon Oil, but have not received a response. Meanwhile, I've put Cantu in contact with the Texas Veterans Network, who is going to try to at least get him some of his tools back. We'll let you know when there's an update. For Veterans in Focus, I'm Greg Chandler.
And we do want to remind our veterans who are watching tonight that we have an information page just for you on our website. You'll find that at kristv.com/veteransinfocus. And tears of joy were flowing today, and those smiles, look at that, and the hugs, along lots of laughs and smiles during this unprecedented ceremony. It was Adoption Day with a bit of a twist because of the pandemic. Our Drew Spire reports.
It was a long-awaited and joyous day.
Did I get them right?
Yes. Got them right.
All right. Adoption granted.
From County Court number 5, 11 Nueces County children were adopted into forever families, and it was all done virtually because of COVID-19 precautions. November is National Adoption Month, and in celebration, Judge Timothy J. McCoy, via Zoom call, presided over the ceremony, and he was having some fun with it too.
Say hi, or say cheese. Hi. Oh, that is a great picture.
All of these new parents had to meet the many requirements to become eligible to adopt a child. The 11 children adopted Friday ranged in ages from 15 months to 14 years. It was a long and difficult process, but no doubt worth it for both the kids, their new parents, and their caseworkers.
Are you requesting that the court grant this adoption today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Thank you.
And it was emotional, too. Lots of feelings involved as parents and children became one family.
Adoption granted.
Thank you all. Thank you all so much.
Terrific. All right. Adoption granted.
Thank you. Congrats, guys.
Hey. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And it was a first for Judge McCoy, who had never brought children and their families together via Zoom, but still just as satisfying.
Well, like I said, this was definitely different, but no less special. And I appreciate all y'all's hard work.
Unbelievable. Dale, wasn't that amazing? It just touches your heart. Congratulations, families. And listen, going from that to maybe if you're looking for some good eats this weekend, all roads lead to the South Side. The 35th Annual Jewish Food Festival kicks off tomorrow at Congregation Beth Israel on Saratoga. Like everything else this year, there are changes because of the pandemic.
So we're doing a drive-through where you can come into the pull into the temple parking lot, give us your order form. We run in, we get your food together and take it out to you.
Food Festival is also taking pre-orders for this time, for the first time this year. It runs from 5 to 9 tomorrow and then 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sunday.
This is the Rebound Coastal Bend, brought to you by Conviva. Visit us at ConvivaCareCenters.com.
With a child on the way and the COVID-19 pandemic beginning, the Shoreline Sandwich Company owner had to make the decision to close down 2 locations. He said closing the downtown and uptown locations was a loss of $500,000. Owner KRIS6 decided to try something different, though. Instead, he tried dinners to go, unique dinners that you can't get anywhere else in town, from Vietnamese food to French cuisine. They've even created German meals.
Make dinner easy to go home to, toss it in the microwave or the oven and everything's done for you. Just assemble a couple things and you have a great gourmet meal ready to go.
And with selling between 60 and 200 meals a week, these have been their saving grace financially. You can see their dinners to go a week before on their Facebook page. When we come back, my buddy Dale, he's working on the forecast right now, and he's going to have your weekend forecast coming up. Plus, in just a few minutes, Alan and Jeff, they're going to have all of your high school football highlights. The Friday Night Fever is coming up shortly, so stay right there.
Now, your KRIS6 weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Dale Nelson.
Hi, everybody. A good Friday evening to you. Some wonderful weather this weekend. If you like warm temperatures, the front coming through on Sunday is going to be weak, but it will drop us back to more seasonal levels. Right now, unseasonably mild and in the 70s across the region. Visibilities, a little bit of light fog up at Beeville and Rockport. The fog won't be as bad tonight because of warmer air temperatures and a little bit more wind. You can see it's clear along the bayfront right now and very pretty there with 74 degrees, a southeast wind, a little higher than we've been used to seeing at this time of the night at 8 miles an hour, but the humidity is up pretty high, closing in on 100%. We'll see some light fog tonight, but again, not near as heavy as it's been. Down to 70 by 4 a.m. and on down into the upper 60s here around daybreak, and then temperatures take off from there. And again, we will see another unusually warm day here tomorrow as this front has stalled to the north and is waiting for this front to ride over the Rockies and come in with it on Sunday about noon. The focus of the cold air, though, is going to be more east than south, and so we're not going to see more than a glancing blow of this, and so it does cool off and it'll feel nice, but we're talking about upper 50s to near 60. We're not talking about 40s. We're going to have to wait till after Thanksgiving for that. Here's the wind forecast, and again, overnight a little bit of a breeze, so again, that helps keep the air stirred up. It does get breezy during the day tomorrow, more so than we've seen recently, so mariners watch out for that, but I think small craft advisories will not be issued. And then 7 o'clock on Sunday morning, a little lighter wind means more fog tomorrow night. Here's our northerly winds at noon on Sunday. That's the front coming through, and it stays breezy through the afternoon before the winds finally lay. So our low temperatures tonight will range from the low 70s along the coast to 68 here, 67 a little further inland, and tomorrow it's going to get warm to hot and dry out to the west with southerly winds. It reaches 92 in Alice, 90 in Robstown, 87 here, and 83 in Flower Bluff and out on Padre Island. As far as the future tracker goes, you can see morning clouds there giving way to afternoon sunshine. A great day to wash the car, be outside, and do some things in the yard if you want, and take the dog for a walk. There it is on Sunday morning, morning clouds and fog. Here's a little light rain, isolated showers Sunday morning that will continue till about 11 a.m. Some of it will be a little bit heavier in some spots along the coast. And then it slowly clears out here Sunday night. Rainfall amounts will generally be on the light side across the region, only amounting to a few hundredths of an inch where it actually does rain, more likely near the coast. The 30th storm of the season is formed down in the Caribbean Sea. 30. Iota is the name, and it's going to be a major hurricane by the time it hits Nicaragua and Honduras early next week. High pressure is protecting us from tropical activity, but also keeping us dry next week, and most of the cold air bottled up to the north. But when that low digs south, we're going to see some changes here. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. 68 tonight, 87 warm tomorrow. Isolated showers on Sunday. Prior to that, we'll see a little fog. And then cooler but not colder, and I think overall some pretty great weather here Monday through Friday and next week. Lows in the upper 50s to near 60 and highs in the upper 70s to near 80. Make it a great weekend. Jeff and Alan are up next with the Friday Night Fever. Stay with us.
This is the Coastal Bend's most comprehensive high school football show, Friday Night Fever, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry, Injury Attorneys, available 24/7, nights and weekends.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Friday Night Fever special edition. We have a lot of playoff games, plus we have Class 5A regular season games to talk about, and that's what happened here tonight at Buccaneers Stadium in a game you saw live on KDF TV tonight. The Ray Texans taking on the King Mustangs. Let's get you to the highlights and show you exactly what happened tonight. King, of course, looking for the first win of the year, coming in at 0-6 across the way. Here come the Ray Texans at 1-5, and this started out to be a really good ball game for Ray. That's Ben De La Cerda with a perfect pass to Cole Dennis. It's so perfect, the ball is stuck in the air, isn't it? I think it's, there it is, and Cole Dennis brings it down. Opening drive, and the Ray Texans take an early 7-0 lead. Now, on their third possession, it's Juan Cavazos who's in at quarterback. Look at him go. He, oh man, stretches just about an inch short of the goal line, and then he won about the very next play. He'll take it in. Juan Cavazos, he cashes in, and the Texans take a 14-0 lead. Their defense played extremely well tonight as well. Watch what happens here. King on offense. It's picked off, and that is Thomas Boyd, number 10, for Ray. He's going to bring it back the other way. Now, Ray would hold off a furious King comeback late in this football game with another INT, and they wind up winning tonight 14-7. They pick up a much-needed win tonight. They improve now to a record of 2-5. So that is the situation here at Buccaneer Stadium. Ray and King. Ray wins 14-7. Jeff, I know you've got a whole slew of playoff game highlights. Let's get right to it.
Yeah, Alan, you're absolutely right. 3 district games to be covered tonight. That was one of them. We'll have 2 later on this night. All about playoff football. The bi-district round kicked off last night. 3 of the 4 games were wins for the Coastal Bend. How would they fare tonight, though? We'll have you covered with all the highlights, starting with Miller and La Feria. That's after the break. Stay with us. You're watching Friday Night Fever. The playoffs are here.
Your accurate 6 weather forecast is brought to you by the Edwards Law Firm. We know the law. This is the Coastal Bend's most comprehensive high school football show. Friday Night Fever, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry, Injury Attorneys. Available 24/7, nights and weekends.
Welcome back, everyone. Playoff football in Texas. It's just different. The stages are bigger, the lights are brighter, and starting last night and into tonight, seniors now no longer know how many games they'll have left in their football careers. Tonight, though, we start with Miller. The Bucks in back-to-back playoff appearances for the first time since 1968, 1969. A win tonight would give them back-to-back district titles for the first time since 1936. They were Class A Corpus Christi High School. That man right there, Andrew Body, has made himself a Miller legend. He's moving up the Texas ranks and in passing yards. First drive, though, was all about his legs, taking it in on the quarterback keeper against LaFeria. It's an early 7-0 lead Miller. This is a strong offense. You're going to see why. Now he's going to show off his arm. There's Lonnie Ackism. He is the sophomore sensation tonight. Broke the Miller single-season record in receiving yards, and he will still be counting yards next round. I kind of spoiled it. Miller does win, but let's watch the highlights. McCulley and Williams up the middle, gets a fist bump from his coach. He is a great running back, one of two. You'll see the other in a little bit. LaFeria does score. Dario Sanchez to Esteban Gonzalez on the bootleg. It would be 14-7. Miller now 21-7. Watch this. This is Andrew Body to the sophomore sensation, reaching out. My goodness, look at this though. Slow-mo. That's for you to decide whether or not it was a catch. The play stood. It was a catch by the receivers. And moving on, here comes Andrew Body to Ethan Greenwood. Miller goes on to win. Final score, 70-7. They're playing Lampasas next Saturday night at 8 o'clock. We'll have more details on our website. Let's move on. Odom and George West, a 1-4 matchup. Could an upset be brewing for the Odom Owls? George West coming out. They're a very solid team. Both teams traditionally very good. Early on, Michael Upton going to take the handoff. Off he goes, 7-0. Big box bound in Mathis. George West looked real solid today, already up 7-0. Second quarter we go. Here comes Jake Snyder breaking tackles and breaking ankles, and he's got only green ahead of him. Off he goes. It's 14-0. My goodness, George West just all over Odom early on in this game. Odom finally going to get on the board. It's going to be Kyle Castaneda on the other side of this beautiful pass from sophomore Hunter Dawson. Couldn't have put it anywhere else. That's a great play. And the juke. Oh my goodness, an open field down all the way to the 10. Now it's going to set up Hunter Dawson, who brings it in. However, George West is going to get the win. The 4-1 victory. Final score from Mathis tonight, 49-12. George West moves on. Odom's season is over. How about Rockport Fulton and Carrizo Springs? We were all the way out in Poteet, Texas. We're going all over the state to make sure you get to see your highlights. Here we go. This is Devin Phillips on the little kind of reverse play there. He's going to break some tackles into the big box at 7-0 Rockport. Now here comes the defense for the Rockport Fulton Pirates. Carrizo Springs looking like they're going to break one through, but watch the freshman kicker doing his job, making sure he's the last line of defense. That's Cristobal De Leon. He gets the sidelines fired up. Now an interception. There's the defense picked off. Right now it's 38-28 in the fourth quarter. Rockport Fulton looks like they're poised to head to the area round of the playoffs. Let's wrap things up with our playoff highlights with Ingleside and Hondo. Ingleside, the 4-seed, Hondo, the 1-seed. Brandon Garcia starting off real nice early. Nice run there on the quarterback keeper down into Ingleside territory. The face mask would bring them down even further. It's going to set up Trey Dickens right here. Handoff just too easy. It's 6-0 already, Hondo in Beeville, and it would be all Owls in this one. They look really good tonight. The extra point is good. It would be 7-0, and here comes Brandon Garcia. Once again, this is a real good quarterback, folks, and watch how he does it following his blockers on the draw play. Makes a couple of jukes and a broken tackle for the first down, and here comes another Trey Dickens play. This time on the receiving end, the screen pass. He's going to run it in. Hondo takes this one over Ingleside. Hondo moves on. Ingleside, their season is done. Final score, 38-28. That'll do it for the playoff matchups. Don't worry. We still have plenty of scores from around the Coastal Bend to get to, but when we return 5A schools, we didn't forget about you. Highlights from a couple of 5A games are coming up After the break, you're watching the Friday Night Fever.
This is the Coastal Bend's most comprehensive high school football show, Friday Night Fever, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry, Injury Attorneys, available 24/7, nights and weekends.
Welcome back, everyone. The 5A playoffs, they're still ways off, but we have a showdown looming. Veterans Memorial and Flower Bluff will play next Thursday night. The winner of that game could determine the district title. However, Flower Bluff can't look ahead just yet. Veterans Memorial off tonight. Flower Bluff hosting Carroll at home. I said it, Flower Bluff, Victoria West, and Veterans Memorial, all really good teams. Head coach KRIS Steinbruck firing up his team before the game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is one of the best coaches in all of South Texas, always reloading this team. Nash Villegas, the junior quarterback, to his receiver. That is a great play. That's Aiden Featherby. Nice turnaround. There goes right here, Raiden Campbell. Raiden Campbell is just a highlight reel, making unbelievable catches. He's so good, he can either be on the receiving end, and you saw it there, scores on the rushing touchdown. Now a little defense for the Hornets. They're going nowhere. This team looks real strong. Remember, this is a game. Remember, they have a big game next week, as we mentioned, Thursday night against Veterans Memorial. Couldn't overlook Carroll. Carroll has had a great season, but that is an unbelievable pass. Nash Villegas to Raiden Campbell. I mean, you couldn't have put it in a better spot. He just threw it out there, and Raiden Campbell went and go get it. 14-0. And, you know, Flower Bluff, they're going to go on to win this game by a large score. 42-14 is the final. So that matchup is set. Veterans Memorial and Flower Bluff next week. A battle of undefeateds, maybe a potential district championship game. Let's move on, though. The other team that could vie for a district title, Victoria West. The Warriors we saw last week, they came into Buck Stadium, beat Ray pretty handily. Early on, though, the Moody defense causing some trouble. Blake Buzzle picked off, and Moody's offense is in business. Now, Moody, they're still looking to try to get that fourth playoff spot. There's still plenty of time to get it. Dakota Cullum now going to throw to the left side of the field. Who's he got? It looks like he's got Daryl Nation trying to extend. They're going to call him just short. Now on the little sneak there. There goes Dakota Cullum. He's in. It's early, 7-0. Now here comes Victoria West. Blake Buzzle on the other end. It's 7-7, but more good defense. Daryl Nation picking off Buzzle. My goodness, could Moody pull off the big upset at Victoria Memorial Stadium tonight? They would not be able to. Dakota Cullum going to roll out to his left here. He's going to be picked off by Victoria West. It's going to be a three-team race for that first place spot. It's 49-21, Victoria West over Moody in the fourth quarter. So it looks like they're going to come away with that one. When we return, though, we are not done. Do not go away. Plenty of playoff scores from around the area that we have to get to, especially those playoff games. Stay with us. You're watching the Friday Night Fever. We'll be back after this.